We are live.
Because it's the shit, man. It's the shit.
All right. Look, welcome, guys.
That's how the show starts. It's just Sam yelling.
Welcome to episode 4 recap. Okay, can somebody join here, please? Come on, finally does it. Y'all just keep quiet.
What are we humming? Are we humming Inspector Gadget?
No, we're humming the theme for Game of Thrones. All right, guys. Welcome to episode.
I just love that this started with just. It literally went live and Sam goes, because it's fucking awesome. That's just how it starts.
I'll put it this way. That's how we all felt about this episode. But anyway, welcome to episode 4 review recap, Game of Thrones, titled "The Spoils of War." And where should we start? Should we start where the barbecue starts, or should we start
the barbecue? Boy, that barbecue roast was on point.
I mean, okay, so this is a fun episode. We got to look. I think one of the things I enjoyed this episode, and I just saw somebody post out a meme of Jaime Lannister's face when he saw dragons. When he saw one dragon just come in with that Dothraki horde, and he was just like, shit. I think that was her point.
I didn't think she'd bring out the big guns. I thought she would have took one of the smaller ones to go over there.
She never rides the smaller ones.
No, you only could ride one dragon.
This proves that your mother definitely had a favorite child.
Sorry, what did you say?
I'm sorry. Dickon's face was priceless. Like, oh, we fucked.
Yeah, he was like,
his face was
Dickon. I'm like, Dickon. And Brian starts laughing. Oh man, poor kid, man.
Dickon's face is priceless. Like, shit. The fuck is going on?
No, I
put that out right on time.
Some of the scenes with the dragon were on point. There was this one scene where the dragon, that aerial shot where he's just coming in and just burning stuff. I'm like, oh, that is so beautiful. There was some just great scenes with the dragon there. But anyway, what do you guys think of the episode? I'll start with you, Warren.
Oh, the episode was on point, man. Like, kind of everything that happened was paced well. It was everything flowed very well onto it. We got to finally see some dragons do some real dragon action, and we got another battle in there. Similar to where they went, where they did a similar thing that they only really did with Jon Snow, and when in the Battle of the Bastards, but they did it with Bran when they went into the battle itself. So, like he was in the battle itself, looking around like shit is hitting the fan, literally. One of my favorite things is how there was a lot of scenes of instant incineration, like
yes.
like he would just burn things and it was just done.
Yeah,
and
it was interesting though with the incineration.
She was very strategic in the way she was doing. She was almost trying not to hit them, but so much she was just trying to kill the supplies off, kill everything else off. She kind of just made a little pass so the Dothraki can come in and just kind of handle business. Which using the Dothraki is just basically she hit the nuclear option. She's like, I have to send the hardest message possible. And, the Dothraki are like a completely different type of fighter that nobody in Westeros has ever seen before. So they had no answer for this. Bronn knew they were fucked the entire time. He was like, bro, we need to get up out of here. Like, you think you'd listen to the sellsword? Because all he does is just switch sides for the most money. So I think he knows when an L is coming. So he saw it happening. The Tarleys caught their L right on point, right when it was supposed to happen. But just doing nothing. You still caught hell for doing nothing. But overall the episode was great. I enjoyed it.
Andrew, how about you? I knew you were about to say something. I could feel it.
I thought it was good. I didn't like the way it ended. I hated the way they cut it short.
I didn't like that.
We know that he's going to survive, but they still made it short. So that kind of let me down. But I thought it was a good shot. I thought there would be something afterward. But I get what they were trying to do there. The one thing that I would criticize that I was unaware that Westeros had Hyperloop, because I don't know how the hell they got the Dothraki that quickly.
Well, like they said,
I was like,
they got Elon Musk.
Certain parts of the show could be weeks later. We really don't know because we just see it as it is.
Yeah.
They could have.
Yeah,
They could have left 3-4 days before. Rode in, they rode in, got on the horseback, and
I see what you mean there with that.
ass.
I think what they need to do, and which
there was a bad edit of that.
It's not even a bad edit. It's just you need to. There's no way you can edit those time jumps because we know it takes a while. It just takes a while. So you almost have to. There's almost they have to find a way to just kind of bridge that gap for viewers because it's going fast like this season.
But they can do it with editing, and they messed it up at a certain point because
they could also do like
when Jon Snow when she asked Jon Snow what I should do, and they start that talking, the next thing you see is the Greyjoy boats coming in, and then he says she's not here, and they cut right to where they're going.
Yeah.
That was bad edit
that's not
because something should have been cut in between that time to allow a time jump to happen instead of going directly to that.
The Greyjoy ship only showed up when
what was the scene after?
And Jon were talking to
it wasn't directly after.
It wasn't directly. It was a scene in between.
But it was still that scene still felt like all in the same 3-hour gap of whatever they were talking.
I think they needed to put Dany and Jon talking at the very beginning of the episode. That had to be
exactly.
Yeah. I would agree. And then at towards the end.
Episode, you get her.
But we're still going to be suspending belief for them to be able to do that, but at the same time, it would have been a little bit better. But that's just one minor nitpick. Otherwise, I thought it was a good episode. I really liked the battle scene.
She used Goku's instant transmission. That's all it was.
But I love the fact that because I thought the same thing when Bran fired the arrow. I looked at that arrow thing they had. I'm like, that shit ain't gonna hurt them. The damn thing can zigzag and move.
It's never zigzag. No, I love the fact that he hovered. He was like, I'm gonna stay here, just like this, and I'm gonna take you out. Like he was like, all right, you shot
him.
All right, cool.
And it was just like. And
the only realistic part of that whole scene was the fact that Daenerys was able to take that thing out. She shouldn't have been able to take it out because that thing was barbed.
That thing was what?
It was barbed. The head of it was barbed, so it's stuck in there. So
she didn't take it out. She didn't take it. She didn't pull it out.
She didn't take it out.
She did.
No, she didn't. She was trying when he.
She was trying to pull it out. She didn't get it out. She turned around. What you gonna do? And the next thing you know, Drogon opens his mouth and lays that fire. But Bran comes out of nowhere and sacrifices his horse.
That's a lot of things.
To the bottom, fade to black.
Yeah, no, that's true. Sam, how about you? I know we didn't get to you too.
It was awesome, man. This is probably one of the better episodes, man. I'm always big on the fight scenes, so this is nice. And we had some amazing fight scenes this time around. Yeah, you guys have covered the battle scene, but Arya's scene, man. I couldn't just stop cheesing for that scene. I'm like, oh, you tell them. You just showed them. She came in and she Brienne of Tarth is probably one of the best fighters out there. She's kicked Jaime Lannister's ass. She's kicked
the Hound.
She's won stories. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna take it easy on this girl first. And she's like, don't play around now. Don't play around.
And I love her answer. Who taught you?
No one.
She actually answered the question.
Yeah,
but nobody.
It was also nice how Parker could just sitting over there going, "Oh yeah, she getting the ass kicked finally. She's been kicking my ass this whole time."
Parker
gets her ass kicked.
Yeah, but look at Sansa's face there, though. Sansa, it's almost like Sansa's realizing that she's not. It's almost like she didn't realize her sister had changed until that point.
My siblings
was kidding
tripping.
With the list.
Yeah, she thought she was kidding with that.
My siblings be tripping. That's what she said. But also, my siblings are tripping.
I think that scene was amazing because if you look at it, let me just, we'll address it later. I think the episode was pretty amazingly good. Let's hear what Lou has to say about it. I was about to call
Sam, your camera's a little fuzzy. You might want to just,
clean it a little bit, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, correct. But Lou, go ahead. Thoughts?
See, I'm one of the fortunate ones that saw it on Friday. And when I seen that particular blaze of glory, I was jumping out of my seat. I'm like, oh shit, this is awesome. So far this season, this may only be a 51-minute episode, but it was money well spent because the dragon looked great. The fire was on point. The ashes were believable.
Especially when the dragon was stepping on burnt ashes of people, and he just kind of disintegrated like the mummy, you know.
And then that Arya little training camp is like, as soon as she got kicked in the chest, she's like, "Oh yes, thank you." Someone who could
the whole time. She was smiling the whole damn time.
I know she was. Definitely was. But let's move before I know. I mean, there's a lot to talk about Arya, I think, but maybe not that much. I think Bran is the one where, I mean, come on, that girl risked her life, took over the job of Hodor, and all you can say is just a very bland thank you. I mean, come on.
Hey, girl, you knew what it was when you met me. You knew how it was when you met me, girl. Why you can't crazy now?
Like that when he was not like that when he started.
Bran was being a very bad player, man. Yeah, you know I was.
Yeah, Bran was hitting her with the 9 a.m. look, I got somewhere to be message, man. It was just like, that was so cold. I'm like, this girl like did everything. She's like, my brother gave his life for you. Hodor gave his life for you. I almost lost my life for you. And he's like, yeah,
you're just my side chick. It's all right.
It's just like the thing is that's what we've been saying that for like a couple of weeks now. Like Bran is not Bran anymore. His humanness is pretty much fading away just at the point where he has no social cues. He doesn't realize the sacrifice. Like objectively, he knows she made a sacrifice, but he doesn't realize that he needs to acknowledge that.
For that.
To say like, I don't need you, but I would still love for you to stay, or I thank you. I'm in a debt to you. Just something to acknowledge it, and he doesn't get that social cue. So she's like hit him so badly.
Sorry. Tyrion Lannister in the chat says Bran has Ramsay's soul on him right now.
I think she got it right though when she said you died in the cave. Like,
yeah, he did.
I think that's what that scene was meant to tell us. Like, okay, this is no longer Bran. Since he left that cave, he's now the three-eyed raven. Like, he is the person who gets to oversee all of this and make sure that humanity still has a fighting chance. So he's like, screw Bran Stark. He's like, I still remember what Bran Stark felt like.
That was just so
like, no, he's no longer Bran Stark, and he keeps telling people like, I'm not Lord Stark. I'm not Lord Bran. I'm three-eyed raven.
I'm tripping now.
That particular scene there. What was the last phrase he said to Littlefinger?
I don't know.
Chaos is the ladder.
Yeah, I couldn't
forget. You guys remember that when him and Varys were in the throne room a couple seasons ago? They were talking about it, and Varys was like, "You're causing chaos," and he goes, "Chaos is a pit," and he said, "No, chaos is a ladder, because that's how you rise to power."
Oh, yeah. So that was
he referenced that.
Yeah, he referenced
so Bran said something to him
because it was so low and I could barely hear it, and I'm already deaf.
I was actually going to go back and watch it. I'm like, I wouldn't have enough time to go back there and just watch that scene. So it's like,
Now, did you get that, Isaiah?
No,
I hope you were paying attention. If not, skip back 10 seconds and you will hear that phrase again.
Just don't listen to what Tyrion Lannister is saying in the chat about what that last phrase is.
What the hell? Tyrion Lannister, calm down, man. Calm down.
Hey, it's bigger than Theon's.
He drinks and he knows. He drinks and he knows things.
Zing,
zing. Yeah, but yeah, no, that was. I definitely agree. Although Bran didn't even mention, I thought he would at least mention significance that the blade is Valyrian steel. It's almost like he just. I mean, I know he gave it to his sister, but is he still waiting for Jon Snow before he lays any of that knowledge out? Or I mean, I don't get it.
Yeah, no, the way it works, I think he's going to wait to tell them. I think because if you look at the cutscene, okay, we're jumping forward now. The cutscene for the next episode.
No, I guess he sends a raven though, because
Jon says Bran said that they're coming in from East Fortified Sea. So it's like, okay, so they're communicating. So if he doesn't, if he hasn't told Jon through some kind of weird connection of people who can see things or do weird things. But like, if he hasn't told Jon through either the ravens or he hasn't told his sisters at this point, I'm thinking he's probably going to wait till he sees Jon, or he might not even have the opportunity to tell Jon at the end of the day. Jon might find out from a totally different place.
Yeah. No, Jaime isn't captured. I don't think he is.
Nah.
Oh, when they come back up, Jaime's captured.
Oh, they're captured. He rounds up what's left.
Yeah, because because whatchamacallit's still there. Danny, you can in the we're scrolling the preview on, right? Like we can talk about what's okay. Yeah, in the preview on, Danny's addressing all of the defeated soldiers and telling them, "I'm not here to kill you. You can either bend the knee and submit to me, or you can die." So, like, if they don't leave the area, at some point, Jaime has to come up for air. So I think he'll be captured then.
Oh no, Danny's not gonna kill him. Nah, I mean, look.
His problem
that's
is
what I'm saying. I don't think he's gonna kill him.
all that armor.
Yeah, I mean,
that damn gold hand is weighing his ass down.
He's got a lot of heavy stuff on him, dragging him down.
He has Braun with him though. Braun knows how to get out of tight situations. So I don't know. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on that one. He might leave there without getting captured. But if he does get captured, man, it's like every major battle except one, he gets captured.
Captured, exactly. Yeah, I mean, come on. That's all right. That becomes a recurring theme. So
I'm sorry. There's no way he could get out of that place alive.
How does Aquaman be involved in this?
Aquaman, remember? What's his face?
Now that's a good question, Josh. Will Iron Bank now support Danny?
No, because she won't take it.
No.
Who? What?
She won't take the support.
The Iron Bank will the Iron Bank now support Danny?
No.
You know how the Lannisters say we always pay our debt. Well, that gold got melted.
He melted those things.
Yeah. He said the Iron Bank will turn on King. They might turn on against King's Landing, but against Cersei and them. But
yeah,
they're not gonna join Danny. They're pissed that she fucked up their slave trade. So they were trying to work against her. Really the only outlet they had, and now they don't have that option now. So now they're just gonna try and recoup whatever they can get and then get themselves out of it.
It might be. It's just being forced there. My brain. Okay, I just read that. Tyrion Lannister on the chat is just being useless. Funny though, but useless.
Learn swimming.
It was a great episode. Like, okay, so the scene, where where Arya arrives, right? There's a scene there where Littlefinger is, oh man, where is he? He's among crows. That's the thing, right? Where I think it's when they're fighting, or when she first arrives. The show was seen, and all you can hear in the background with Littlefinger is like a crow cawing. And I'm like, what is he doing?
He's near where the Ravens are.
Yeah.
That was after.
What's he doing next to the Ravens? Like, because remember, last episode, someone mentioned that there are records of all communications with the Ravens. So what was he doing there? Is he trying to?
He was watching someone. I think it was after the fight, right? Or no, it was before the fight.
Yeah, I think it was before the fight. I just thought that was kind of
interesting. Yeah, that was when they came back from the old tree. All the three siblings.
The three siblings.
Yeah, and he was by the Ravens, and you hear the Ravens crowing.
Now maybe it means nothing, but it's just really interesting that last episode they were talking about, all the communication, and then you saw his face. It zoomed in on his face, and he had that look like, oh shit, I might have to, remove myself from this situation. And then next episode, he's right there where the Ravens are, and you're thinking, okay, maybe he's trying to, maybe weed out the conversation so no one knows.
He's trying to delete the tweets, and he forgot that the Citadel got the Wayback Machine.
Oh no, they got Bran there now. Bran is the backup.
No, Bran is the creepiest backup you can get because he won't tell you exactly. He won't go, oh, this is what happened. He will go, remember that time when you were wearing that yellow shirt and you
like the whole. So you came to Winterfell. I saw you at the crossroads. Like, dude, really? That's kind of creepy. She's like, yeah, I would have.
But I loved Arya's reaction with that because she so much was like, oh, so you got powers too, right? All right, cool. Because she wasn't, not like the sister. Where the sister, I mean, granted, what he told Sansa was very creepy. Yeah, Arya was kind of like, okay. All right.
You broken too? I'm broken too.
Exactly. All broken. Awesome.
The only one who wasn't really broken was the one that died last season from not zigzagging. What's his name again?
Was he even part of the show?
Oh, he was broken, but he was broken literally. That arrow split him up.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like he wasn't even part of the show. How many scenes did he have? Like 3? It's like the character that George R.R. Martin forgot in the books. It's like he wrote chapters about everyone else except for this kid. Like, okay, all right.
Yeah, my favorite scene was like in the book, like he literally sets up. He realizes that Rickon is just not interested, and he's like, "All right, Rickon, you go stay with these people in the mountains, way out east. They'll protect you." And we don't hear from them again. And we're still waiting on this.
Yeah, I think Rickon was supposed to be a backup play just in case he figured out a way to kill every single Stark and leave Winterfell like open.
Yeah.
Then like, oh, okay, maybe we can bring Rickon back. But nah, Rickon dead. He did. He ain't coming back now. He did.
Yeah, definitely not needed. Anything we missed this episode? I mean, it was short, so I don't think there was too much in there. I mean, there was the scene with the Iron Bank and Cersei.
Gold is coming back. That transmission's been intercepted.
But remember, I love the fact that
Malcolm Butler.
It wasn't that. I definitely loved every time he went, as long as we have the gold.
Yeah.
You know, he was like, yeah, we will support you. Just make the payments. That's all. Make payments.
I think that the gold actually went like in a separate convoy. I think Sam's dad said something about that.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, because
that gold, those horses that took the gold were running across the field with the wagon on fire.
Yeah, but
no, trust me, because Lord Tarley,
he said
when he went up to talk to Jaime, he said, safely through the gates of King's Landing, meaning already made it through. And then he was talking about, we need to hurry up because we're stretched thin. So all of us, if the front is attacked, the whole back is going to collapse. So like they were talking about like the grain and the soldiers moving back to a safe place. The gold has been paid to the Iron Bank. It's just that the next step is where they're screwed. Because the Iron Bank is going to be like, yeah, we got our money, and we just heard that she got dragons, so we out. And I think that's going. They're going to run into trouble.
So Marlon says, how about when Jon broke down history to Dany, and she still didn't believe him? No, she didn't believe him. She believes him. She just is on this. She's still on that trip of.
She just wanted to give him that sexual look.
Yeah, remember when Lord Davos was like, I see a lot of staring. I was like,
that is your auntie. That is your auntie, damn it.
They've started it. See,
don't worry. They'll be having that Isley Brothers show going on soon.
No, but you know what's going to happen, right? You know what's I know what's going to happen now. I know what's
ahead.
No, not even that.
That's not a prediction. Everyone can tell that, though. That's not a spoiler. No, it's obvious where this is heading.
Because what's happening is that he's not going to go back to King's Landing in time for his brother to tell him. And then, what's his name? Tyrion's going to be like, this is a great way to form an alliance instead of him bending the knee, da-da-da-da.
But see, now, that's the question. Did he bend the knee in the cave?
No, he did not.
That was very well done, but it made it seem like he did, right?
That's the question. They make it seem like he did, the way they were walking out.
They did not bend the knee, trust me.
No, because they walked out. And then the next scene with Missandei, Sir Davos was talking to her, like, King Snow, King John. And it's like, no, don't, like, whatever. Like, I don't care.
Look, at best, it's hinted that he might.
Yeah, hinted at it.
But we all know what's going to happen. He's basically saying, you're Iron Daenerys, you're King of the North, she's Queen, and then Tyrion will probably lay it out there saying, look, this is the better way. He's not like he's a bad person, he's good looking, and before you know it, we have the true prince come out.
Oh, here we go in the chat.
How about that Davis
to open it up?
Man?
How about what? Sorry, Sam, what?
How about that Sir Davos and Missandei, man? Looks like he wants to tell her many things.
No, he was not. No.
I don't know, man. Talking about good hearts. Here's Missandei of like whatever, North or whatever. And like, okay, you better move on because Grey Worm is he's been the one telling her many things. Okay.
Look, he better not try anything because Grey Worm is going to come back all pissed from Castle Rock.
And it gives you guys a wonder why I keep on saying many things. It's like, remember when Daenerys asked, what happened? And she goes, many things. Many things happened.
And then Daenerys stopped her like, what you mean many things? I was like picturing two women in like a hair salon thing. Girl.
Daenerys was kind of like, if it was me, if I was Daenerys, I'd be like, I didn't think many things could happen, but please do explain what those many things are. So, I mean, it was needed, so to speak.
Tyrion Lannister.
His opinion doesn't matter.
He has a strong tongue game. That's all that matters.
Hey, Lou. I mean, come on. Just keep it low PG.
What? It's a comment I'm reading from on and blank. What?
Anything else?
Tongue game on point.
Anything else we missed? All right, guys, it's too much in the chat. Now I'm glad the chat does not export too.
I mean, shit. This is PG. PG-13 got thrown out the window with the 4 fucks at the beginning of the episode.
Oh yeah, that's kind of
That's true.
So with the whole Missandei, Davis and Jon conversation, but the part that really got me is when she finally said, "The queen we chose," right? Yeah. So and Davis goes, "Oh, can I switch sides?" So it's like okay, there's this whole idea where in the previous episode, Davis is talking about how Jon was chosen to lead his peers. And now we're coming back and saying, okay, these people who were slaves have chosen to follow Daenerys. It's kind of like, okay, this is that kind of family. When the Targaryens are good, they inspire loyalty. And we can see it on both sides that this is that family trait that both of them have.
Exactly. Fire and ice give you prince. I mean, that's what the show is telling us, man. Come on, nice
Purple Rain.
You're about to say, I know. I was actually thinking about that, but I was like, I'll just go with Prince. But I mean, that's where the show's been going anyway, right? You know,
yeah. I think that everyone has kind of had an idea that this was going to happen, right? Daenerys and Jon. There's been a lot of theories out there that they might end up hooking up or, forming an alliance together. So that wouldn't be a surprise if that happened. What would
but here's the thing, though. They formed an alliance based on the fact that they had no email. Because Bran could have solved this or video chat. He could have solved it with a no video chat with his brother.
There is email.
What?
Called Ravens.
Yeah, they can pigeons, man.
And right now, Littlefinger trying to delete emails and don't realize there's a Wayback Machine called Bran.
What's Apple's thing going on?
Your parents are really these two people that
fucked up everything.
Sorry, Andrew, go ahead, continue.
Yeah, I was saying, like, you can't really put that in a Raven. Like, if I read something and say, hey, by the way, your dad is actually your uncle, is the student you're about to hook up with, and your parents are actually, you're the rightful king, you're supposed to be king of everything, and she's supposed to be queen. It's just too much. Like, that's something you got to tell them in person.
Yeah, you can put it in a Facebook status.
I mean, yeah, true. That is
Facebook status.
But this is kind of interesting, though. So in this episode, we finally see Daenerys basically get pissed off at old failures and Tyrion. Kind of like also at Tyrion, but not really greatly at Tyrion because she brings him along for the battle. And then in the previous next episode, we see the spider, Varys telling Tyrion, "Oh, you have to make her listen." So it's like, okay, she finally just been like, you know what, fuck this shit. I'm just gonna jump out there and just like fight this war myself. What is going on that she has to listen to?
She probably either.
This is probably.
I think probably I'm guessing after she tells them to bend the knee. Maybe some do and some don't, and she just instantly fries the others that don't.
Well, no, I think that's going to be something right after the fact that she almost got killed by Jaime, and if it wasn't for Drogo standing there, being like there, that she might have gotten killed, which is something that Tyrion and even Jon Snow kept warning her about.
Yeah, like you can't put yourself in that kind. Basically, if she dies, the war ends. End of story.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, they have no heir. And maybe that's when they tell us she needs to hook up with Jon Snow.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you, I mean, look, it points to perfect sense, right?
Oh, man.
Don't say anything because I know where your brain is going with all your rumors. And
somebody mute Lou! Mute Lou and kill the camera.
It doesn't even matter. Oh, like, so he's going to write stuff and just post it up.
Everybody dies.
Lou's gonna get a whiteboard and stuff.
Yeah, Lou will get a whiteboard and be like,
on episode 7.
On episode 7, this is what happens.
But it's like when Jon was talking to, it looks like in the preview for the next episode, Jon is actually addressing people at Dragonstone.
Yeah.
is she taking the army to the north now? What is? That was actually very curious. What's going on? She just fought one battle at Highgarden, and she's going to now abandon it and go up.
Well, I think what happens is I'm guessing he gets a raven. It says, "Look, the dead army is coming to Castle by the East, by the water by the East, whatever it's called." And Jon's like, "Okay." He comes to the the war room and basically addresses them there. I just think that's what it is. I don't think necessarily that she's going to take it. I think because that room gives you a visual representation of where things are, right, on the world. So I think
somebody wants to make Lou an Unsullied.
Nah, Lou is a three-eyed raven, man. I go with three-eyed raven.
Who? A Lou? Yeah, Lou's pretty much the three-eyed raven at this point, and and we're not trying to go there with the three-eyed raven. No, so
yeah, we're not trying to make Lou the Unsullied, man. That's not even right.
No one is an Unsullied. That's just not.
It's gonna be like,
nope, I ain't gonna become no Reek, and I'm definitely not gonna become Grey Worm from down below.
Oh,
he's like, I'm Grey Worm up. All right,
and I got plenty down below to keep going.
Any final thoughts before we end the episode? Because I think pretty much we've
no one gave a fuck about the Tarleys.
Hey, I still think Dickon is still alive.
That name is
now
so
his
bad.
father, on the other hand, might not. I mean, what was George R.R. Martin thinking? He was like, "Well, fuck it, I got someone named Rickon. Let me name someone Dickon because he won't last long."
Dickon. Now the whole meeting between Jon and what's his name again? Oh man, what's his name?
Jon.
Theon. Thank you, Theon. Yeah, the meeting between Theon and Jon
boy.
Rick.
That was actually very interesting, right? Because I think this is the person who will remind him that even after he became Reek, he could do something. So remember how he says, the only reason I'm not killing you is because it's what you did for my sister or what you did for Sansa.
Yeah.
So maybe that reminds him that, hey, even though I got my junk cut off, right, and I got treated like an animal, maybe I'm still a human being. Maybe I can still do amazing things. Maybe I should rise up to the name of great.
I mean, you have so much hope for Theon, man. He's done.
He's the Greyjoy. That means it's fuck all and fuckboyism. That's all that they do.
He's not a Greyjoy. He was never really. He's more a Stark than he is.
Does he take L's?
He takes L's, but he's more a Stark than he is a Greyjoy because the Starks raised him. He was taken as a hostage when he was very young, so he was raised by the Starks. So that's why it was very hurtful when he went ahead and he took Winterfell because they looked at him as a brother. The young wolf, what's his name, actually considered him more of a brother than Jon was. Jon's a bastard. These other guys, another royal person, true-born son from wherever, we're like fellow princes. These guys are like brothers. So it's that to me it might be telling, the fact that he's reminding him about what he did even after he became Reek for what he did for Sansa. So hopefully it brings him back to life, man.
Okay, talk about awkward meetings. The Arya and Sansa's first meeting was also...
It's supposed to be. They still have the tension between them.
Level of awkwardness.
Tension? It didn't seem like no tension. It just seemed
like
them being them. And the fact
Go ahead, Andrew.
Yeah, you got to remember, like, they weren't close as siblings. They, like, hated each other, As someone who didn't get along with my brother until he moved out, and then we got really close, I can definitely relate to that. Like, growing up, we did not get along.
I think it was more
then when he moved out, like...
Arya hated Sansa probably more than Sansa didn't like Arya.
I don't think it was a hate thing, though. I don't think it was. I think there were two totally different people.
They weren't close. They're like, Sansa wanted to be like a princess, and she wanted pretty dresses and to go to courts and have fancy dinners. Arya wanted to be playing with the boys, learning how to use a sword, running up and down, climbing trees. They had like two completely separate interests, and they weren't close, and they kind of like tease each other. They weren't like a tight bond, but at the end of the day, they're still a sibling. So when you're going through so much like they have and been away for so long, when you see each other again, it's like, oh my God, you're still alive. I love you. Stuff like that.
Because don't forget that like Arya understands her sister a little better, as well as You know, maybe Sansa understands her sister a little better now. So it's no longer one person playing at being a tomboy and the other person playing at being a princess. Now she is Lady Stark, and now Arya is
She's
actually an assassin, a fighter. And if you look at everything they've been through, it's like that's who they wanted to be. But you know, it's the whole adage of be careful what you wish for, right? Because she went through, you know, just like being treated like crap by Joffrey, like threats and everything, and then being set aside, and then basically being married to someone she didn't want to be married to, which is Tyrion, and then she gets married to another person she didn't want to get married to, and then we remember the wedding night scene. That was crappy. And then on Arya's side, Arya had to basically be with someone she basically run away with someone she wanted to kill, and then end up basically going across to another continent and being in a monastery where she actually gets blinded and someone was trying to kill her. So
I'm sorry. Arya's been through most shit.
No, I don't think it's
no.
I'm sorry. Being raped
went through some
takes
stuff
the
as well.
cake.
Yeah, it does. It does take the cake, especially when you're passed on from person to person. Remember, her only respite was Tyrion. Yep. Tyrion was the only place where she had respite. Completely. Arya, I mean, and also again, half of it, Arya chose to join the Man with No Face.
Yep.
So there's a level of choice there. She had zero.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like Sansa was everything that happened to Sansa. Sansa was helpless to fix. Arya was her hardship was part of her training to make her ready to do all these other things she wants to do. Yeah. Like it's not like the same level of like bad shit happening to them.
Well, yeah, but if you think about it, though, it was very poetic the way he wrote it, right? So if you look at Sansa was supposed to be married to Joffrey, the heir. She was supposed to be the queen. She lost that. She got married to Tyrion, who was supposed to be Lord of
Casterly Rock.
Casterly Rock, because Jaime at that time was still a king's guard. Yeah, King's Guard, so he had no right to anything, right? So she was another princess of something else, and then or lady of something else, and then she gets married to the Bolton boy, and she became Lady of Winterfell, but not the Lady of Winterfell she ever wanted to be. Yeah. And now she's not attached to any man. This is her brother saying, "Hey, guess what? I got to leave for a while. This is yours. Like, take care of the North." So she finally is on a footing where it's, I am my own person, and I am a lady. I'm a princess. I can run the North. Let's do this. She's finally at that point where she can actually start making decisions after all these bad things that have happened to her. It's amazing. I think it's very well written.
Yeah, definitely.
Now,
go ahead.
My thing is this: everyone seems to laugh at Arya's list, but when Sansa saw her training, I think she was like, "Oh shit."
It's like that list
actually killing folks on this list.
I think that look is like, how can we use this? I think that, to me, that's what.
I don't think so.
That was Littlefinger's look for sure.
That was Littlefinger's, not hers. Yeah. Sansa's own was, because the only person who understands her list is right now Bran, because Bran is like, I've seen it, and I think I also seen some of the stuff you've done. He didn't mention that, but you can kind of surmise. She was in shock of what her sister to do, because everyone's mind, Brienne is the best fighter there right now. Put it that way. And for her to just kind of dance around, I mean, she basically combined her two skill sets from the guy who taught her first and what she's also learned with the Man with No Face. And I think Sansa was, not that Sansa was feeling useless there, Tyrion, but Sansa just looked at it as being like, man, okay, my sister is something else. She's not the same person anymore.
She does fuck all. It's so true, though. I know y'all are bigging up Sansa, and I'm just kind of like,
the only what Sansa's doing now is probably
the only good thing she really did in an entire season so far was get the veil. That's one big thing she did.
Well,
that is
she's been ruling well.
But remember, Sansa is, out of everyone in the family left, Sansa is the political strategist that they need. Remember, Jon can fight a war. Bran can see visions of the war. You can send Arya to assassinate somebody, but to do the politics, she handles that well. He can't run anything. He just doesn't know how to run anything. So even if he married Daenerys, he still can't run it. He doesn't know how to do that stuff because that's not what he's good at. He can inspire, lead, go fight battles. That's it.
You know what would be funny though? We've got Gwendolyn Christie's character. What if she ends up with Podrick? Because we know Tormund, Podrick, her little squire guy.
Yeah. Brienne.
Brienne.
Oh,
he keeps looking at Brienne like, I got that big thing for you, girl.
You know what, dude? Go away. Go away.
Brienne is ending up with a wildling. We already know that. Yeah. At least we hope so.
I don't know, man. She looks at that guy like
exactly.
But she's going to fight him.
No, Tyrion's on point right there. Political strata that told told Jon to go fight Cersei instead of the Night King is who's more dangerous. Also, the same one that sat here and told him, "Go kill all the people that turned against us instead of using them and for the men that they needed against this whole White Walker thing going on." Great political strategy from Sansa.
I said politics, not war. It is politics, not war.
From her thinking, you see, if they weren't fighting.
No, anything that she has done that has been a good. Anything that she has done that has been a good political has been some influence of Littlefinger, not her.
No. Everything Sansa said is right. Everything Sansa said, that's the way that it's always made sense. If you have a bunch of people that stuck by you and the houses of people who betrayed you, you can't keep them around because when they get stronger, when they get older, they're going to say, "You're the one that killed my father. I'm going to turn on you again the next time there's a battle." So you reward the houses that helped you and make them stronger to diminish the threat of you in the future.
Is that the right decision right now? Well, White Walker's coming around.
Then
it was not the right decision.
Wait. She was getting. You also calculated from the fact that yes, White Walkers are coming. The only reason Daenerys agreed and said I will fight with you is because she's now seen these old drawings, right? That literally is the only thing that fully convinced her. Remember what she wanted to give him the dragon's glasses because Tyrion said it's nothing to you. Might as well use to just get an ally so they can fight for you.
Yep.
Now she sees it and she goes, "Oh, okay, all right, it is real. Just bow and we're done." And that's the only thing. He's not been able to convince almost anyone else that is truly real. They've voted him as king, but even the guys in the north are like, "Okay, we'll do it, but we are not sure." Like nobody there, other than the wildlings and his brother as Lord Davos. That's it. No one else. Lord Davos also hasn't. Has he seen White Walkers? No.
I think he might have.
No, he hasn't. He's seen Jon Snow come back from the dead. That's why.
No, I thought he saw the hand because I thought Stannis saw the hand as well.
No, I don't think so.
It was the hand that was taking the King's Landing that Tyrion saw, and that's why Tyrion went to the wall.
I don't think so.
Wait, what?
No. I think it's because he saw Jon Snow come back from dead. So I get it from our viewpoint. But from the viewpoint within the show, that makes the most amount of sense until something happens. Then you're like, yeah, he was right. But you can't, you just can't plan for stuff.
She gave bad political advice. I'm sorry, she did. There's a whole other things coming that he's been sitting here pounding for so long about that they're all set up
with zero proof. That's the thing.
She gave zero.
But why question it now if everything's been geared towards getting ready for this?
No. There's no.
We know we need bodies. We know we need people. We know we need something like that. Let's not off a whole bunch of kids, even though we need those men in there.
You don't kill them.
They were going to kill the kids. They were going to kill the kids.
No, you don't kill them. You just take the castle.
Yeah,
they weren't going to kill them.
You don't kill the kids. Remember when they
remember
when they pretended to kill?
In that time, you take away the castles where the kids go.
They go and live somewhere else.
I don't know where
John
so they're just as good as dead. So they're just as good as dead.
Was dead. So they would have killed the kids.
Yeah.
Hey, somebody got to die. People die every day, B.
You forgot what happened to the Starks, and they betrayed no one.
Ask Jaime's army. Where did that go?
Yeah.
Crispy donuts.
No, I think she gave him the best decision because how else do you keep track? How else do you keep your nobles under basically your thumb? Is to basically let them know that if you guys step out of line, there's always some younger noble, some young knight, someone out there who's willing to take your place. So don't mess around. And that's exactly what happens with the Tyrells. The Tyrells fucked around and went to go side with Daenerys, and then the Tarleys came up and like, yeah, I guess we're now, we now run Highgarden because they're basically they leech to no one. They leech to no one right now except for the crown.
No, they don't. What's Highgarden now? What's
Empty.
Highgarden right now? Ashes.
Highgarden is fine.
Well, Highgarden ain't ashes. The castle's fine.
Yeah.
The road to Highgarden is a
the
little
road to-
burnt.
Yeah.
The High Garden is littered with
Good,
fertilizer.
bad intentions now.
Harley fertilizer.
Yeah.
Harley fertilizer.
Yeah.
Great political strategy there.
Oh, she didn't add anything about High Garden. She just said Cersei is a threat, and
I'm
that
just
is
saying-
very true. It
Yeah,
is.
she is a threat, but
I mean, again,
let's
look.
agree to disagree on that.
I mean, you're looking at it from a point that you know they are coming. Let's just be real. If you didn't know they were coming, and even if your brother told you, and there is no proof, it's hard to say, okay, yeah, we should do this with an enemy that no one here has.
Yeah, but even putting that aside,
even putting that aside, and saying that you and told me that, I'll tell you, bro. I mean, we're bros, but I need proof, man, because your glasses must be foggy or something. I'm just saying. That's just how it is.
Cersei
Even
was
if you put that
calm
aside,
until she finds out what happened.
Sansa believes Jon. Like, she's not saying it's an either or. She's saying you need to be worried about Cersei too. Like, the exact thing she told him was, you're facing all your enemies to the north and ignoring your enemy to the south. And Jon's like, whatever, it's 1,000 miles away. She's like, no, you don't understand. Cersei will find a way. And like, she's not saying don't think about the Night King, but she's saying you need to be ready for what's going to come from below us as well.
And technically, the only thing that saved him, in a sense, is the fact that, remember, when she said that, they had no idea Daenerys was around. They had no idea. So if Daenerys never showed up, Cersei would be moving up.
Yeah. Cersei
That's the thing. Yeah, but Daenerys came in and changed the whole conversation. And that's just what's happening in this show, is that people were planning. Even Daenerys, she planned for something. What happened? Euron came and changed all that. We didn't get to see him this episode, so I'm guessing he might die episode 7 now, maybe. He might shift it up one more. Just guessing. Euron, our favorite seaman.
I don't think he dies this season.
Nah, I think he's going to be around for another season.
Yeah, I think he might be.
I think he makes it out. Will he make it far into next season? Probably not.
I'm saying.
I'm just answering the question. I don't know.
The way they've written him, the play between him and Jaime, it just seems as though he's going to be there for one more season.
He's too good to get rid of, man.
Yeah.
He's just too good. You need to have the fun villain, and he's just doing it perfectly. I don't see them killing him this season. Maybe next year, but not. We're going to get 3 episodes left.
You got to remember, bad guys like that get off in mostly spectacular ways. So he's getting killed by a dragon.
So, no. But that also might be Reek's redemption too. There,
he ain't getting no damn redemption.
No, but what better way to take an L from another Greyjoy, right? That's just how it is.
Well, no, that already happened. One Greyjoy L'd another Greyjoy, because that Greyjoy is like one level above the rest of the Greyjoys. But in the end of the day, there's still Greyjoys. The sigil is a L, and they're going to take it. That's what they do. They're going to take another one.
Okay. All right. Anyway.
Euron's going to die in bed, humping someone, and Reek will come along and stab him in the back.
Nah, it's got to be more spectacular.
No, he's catching the dragon.
No.
The dragon has to kill it.
No, it ain't not a dragon. Because what does he want most? To be king with Cersei, right? He wants to put his finger in her bum. So, what way to take him out?
Okay. How about we just have some final thoughts before?
He's gonna get cooked, man.
One of the best episodes.
Well, one of those dragons got to kill somebody that's a key character.
Yeah,
they got to kill someone with some significance, and he's gonna be the one that they kill with some significance.
I think this episode really added a lot of, a lot of depth to a lot of the, to a lot of the storylines. Finally, bringing things together, because there's a lot of things that we've been suspecting for a while. We've been saying, are all the Stark kids going to meet, though, or what's going to come of what has happened in all the previous seasons and whatever. And now we have Brienne, who promised to deliver the Stark girls back to Winterfell. Although she really didn't deliver them to Winterfell, she's now looking over them. So it's like a closure to a lot of the stories. I think this is the perfect point where, okay, we're closing out all the stories from prior seasons, from prior episodes. We're beginning to close it out. So although season 7 might be a little shorter, the episodes might be a little shorter, at the end of the day, this is an end to everything that came before. And then going forward, this is how we start building up to the end of this series. So this was a great episode. I really liked it.
Okay. Any other thoughts before we finish the show? All right.
51 this week. Everything else will be long.
All right. Good to know. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for joining us, joining the chat, getting very spirited there. I can see, especially with Tyrion Lannister cracking all his silly jokes.
He's been waiting all week.
I know, right?
He's been waiting all week. He had the alert on.
Yeah. Join us next week again, around 10:15. Right after the show, we'll be doing another live show. Again, as I've said always, if you want to definitely watch Game of Thrones, use our Set TV link. It's only $20 a month. You get HBO channels.
$20.
Thank you very much.
It's legal.
And on that note, we say thank you. Subscribe and check out everyone. Check out Mr. Andrew Cam. He is on Twitter. That is his handle, the Resident Book Nerd. And then check out Mr. Board Booder. I keep your other name.
Because I changed my damn Twitter handle so much.
Yes, thank you. Whatever, that's his handle right there. It's part of the Booredatwork network. And then Mr. Warren Bowman, it's bw1.com on Twitter as well as YouTube, so check him out there. Sam is Black Iron _ Ooh, just came up. Wow, I was about to say
right up.
Black Iron _ man, part of the Booredatwork network. That is
Right
Twitter handle. And right at his chin. And of course, myself, it's Booredatwork on YouTube and Twitter. And we say thank you very much. Subscribe and always enjoy entertainment.
Dick on.